Going live, but
Now, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Come on, 1 second. Get out the.
I'm already live.
Yeah, he's fine.
Y'all ready?
Give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, I'm live, brother. He just loading up that video. That's all.
As soon as I get that, because I'm ready to go live. I just haven't pushed live because I was doing the logistics. So
I'm live.
Papa Shah Akim, give me us 1 second. We're setting up the backdrops for the show, video. So give me 1 second. You sent it to my gram, right?
That's it on the screen right there. You got it. That's
Oh,
it
this
right
one
there.
here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. But is that the thing? Was it,
Oh, that's my
that's
video.
the video. Okay.
I know. I sent you the.
I know. Yeah, I got you. I got them right here. Give me 1 second. I got her at top, and I got to forward it to. Oop, got you. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right. And.
Series to BET, and they even told the press that they were making 8 episodes of my show. But when we got into the development of my show, they told me it was too complex. They told me to make.
Wait. Here we go. Yeah. Copy.
Shalom, but it's just 1 moment, Salakia. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give the introduction, brother, and get us going.
Okay, then let me start mine.
There's people on the comment board now.
Okay.
That's Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever, the 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird among the heathen that look like those heathen. This is not a black thing.
Right.
And to the few akwaf that are listening and learning, to you we say shalom, and we're just going to get into this lesson called, it's a follow-up to Dumb It Down. Did a video called The Small Hats, intentionally, dumb it down, or something to that effect. And, what was that comedian George Carlin?
Yep.
He said that it does not benefit the current government to have an informed, well-educated society.
Right.
Doesn't benefit them, because then people start asking questions that they're not willing to answer. They don't want people to think for themselves. All right. They want people to be a dub. That's literally what they want. People that look to them for everything, man. All right. For example, I'll give you a perfect example. I was on the bus a couple days ago, and it was a nice quiet bus ride, and then 2 older nigger women got on.
Oh.
And I'm gonna call them that because that's exactly what they were. They weren't Israelite women. These were too old. And they were just as loud, and I mean, if you was having a peaceful, you was taking a nap or whatever, they just run, and then they just speaking loud and complaining. There's a lot of Northern Kingdom on there, and I don't think a lot of Venezuelans do ride that line, but it was all Iscarites, and they can't tell the difference, and so they just running their mouths and when they got off the bus, it was like this sigh of relief from everybody. Like, God damn, so glad they were gone. But the one with the orange blonde hair, right?
Shit.
The loudest one.
Hate herself.
She definitely hate herself. She's complaining about the Venezuelans and the open borders and all the money going to Ukraine and all this other stuff, and money going to Israel. She's complaining. But then she turns around and talks about how Kamala Harris is going to turn everything around. And I'm like, really, bitch?
No.
I'm like, do you not know that everything you just complained about, her hands are bloody with that our fingerprints are all over that? She's a part of the open border policy. She's a part of all this money that's going to these people that are basically sucking the life out of a system that they didn't put anything into, while the people who've been paying taxes and money and all this stuff, and not just black folks, but just Americans in general, have been putting into this system. and they can't get half of the things that these people are getting.
This one guy got
Right.
a house, got a whole crib, and they got it paid for. All they got to do is now is so-called maintain it. Got a whole
Well,
house
there it is,
paid
man,
for.
and it's happened. And
the
it's
church bought 4 houses and start giving them to the migrants.
again, it's happening out in California too. Meanwhile, one thing's for sure. Now I know that they are hyping up a lot of things about them, but one thing you can say is that the crime rates has gone up exponentially since these people
Came here.
came here. All right, and so she was just a clamorous woman. Somebody get that Proverbs 9:13. She's just running her mouth and running her mouth, and then she wants to, and then she starts talking about how she's going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's black and she's going to help. And I'm like, first of all, there's no such thing as black people. All right. Second of all, this woman is not your people. All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
That's right.
You can't. And Jake, real, stupid about
on
that.
Absolutely.
All right, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, man. And that this woman, everything that you just complained about for the last half hour, all right, Kamala Harris did all that. She was a part of that. And now she's running a campaign about what she's gonna do about it. Bitch, you just caused the problem. All right?
They call her the
That's
border
why
czar.
she don't answer questions either.
Right, they call her the border czar. And then for the first 2 or 3 years of Biden and Kamala, all right, they will always try to say, but she started this mess and she don't even go down there to the border. She just went out there one time for one photo op. You know what I'm saying? So, but now you're backing out. It's not your fault. You had nothing to do with this. Y'all, Jake is stupid.
This Proverbs 9:13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing.
She's simple and she knoweth nothing. All right? She was just loud and loud and loud for no reason, for just wasting her breath.
Old 14.
All right.
Now you saying that I was picking up an order the other day, and some lady was just so loud. I was all the way on the other side of the street. She just loud as hell, like you could hear her fucking miles away on the block. I'm like, God damn, why she gotta be so loud?
Hey, like Kazak said, loud like a nigga woman in a public place. That's really loud, man. Cause you can hear them over everything.
Okay, man.
There's some
She the only
right
voice
there.
I heard. I ain't got nobody else voice for her.
But you can have it.
Going into the liquor store, I'm like, oh, and she about to get more drunk. Oh man,
She's about to get louder.
Can I play a little clip of Kamala? Because
Absolutely.
this pissed me off hearing this from this thing here.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community. And
What the hell does anything she just said have to do with the state of the union?
Right.
For the people who are homeless, the people who don't have housing, that don't have jobs, who communities, whose streets and buildings are falling apart. That was sounded like some agenda, some propaganda bullshit right there. All right. What does somebody spewing hate on the internet have to do with the condition of America?
Right.
You open up the borders. That's the issue at hand. All right. That's like, look, real quick, man. So get Timothy. 2 Timothy 2 and start at verse 10. Because y'all going off, especially for you Christians, and this is in the New Testament.
You said 10?
Yes.
10. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 10. It says, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake.
Shalakia, 1 Timothy, brother.
All right. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 10. It says, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. Let the women learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
A woman is not supposed to be sitting up on any platform teaching and having authority. You can put her used to be used up self, put her face on there.
Department of Justice
All right.
of the United States.
A woman's not supposed to be is not supposed to be put in a position of authority over man to usurp authority over man. Period. Christian nation of America. You're a bunch of hypocrites. All right, that follow not the scriptures. Y'all supposed to be a bunch of Christians. It's supposedly a Christian nation, a Judeo-Christian nation, but you follow nothing that's written in your books. Read, brother.
Yes, it says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
That's right. And the Lord blames the women. He said, from the woman becomes the beginning of sin.
Yep.
Right.
And so we're going to put a woman over us now. And then how are you a man? And I was talking about with Debo. He was like, he said, I guess I'm voting for Kamala. I'm like, you voting for Kamala? Why? Because she's black. Y'all just stupid. I saw a woman at the bowling alley.
The fact that you believe she's a so-called black person, I have enough issues alone with just that word. You still stupid enough to identify yourself with that word.
Right.
Her mama
All right.
ugly as hell.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You
still
still stupid enough to identify yourself with that word. All right. Like he says in this thing, this dude is as light brown as brown can get, man. Tawny. This dude is not swarthy at all. Yet he calls himself, I'm talking about the guy on the screen.
Right.
He calls himself black or black people.
His shirt is black.
And exactly, his shirt is black. His skin is nowhere near black.
That's right.
And we're getting tired of explaining that to you dumbass people out there. That's a false social construct.
That's right.
that was created, all right, because the number one word, I've looked it up too many times, is immoral, all right, and unattractive. They're calling you immoral and ugly. All right?
That's right.
Void of light, without understanding, stupid, nasty, mean, dirty, rude, violent. So if you could put all those titles before, you could just take away the word black and put any of those titles. Ugly people, immoral people,
Dark.
violent people, dark people, without understanding people.
Yes.
That's what they're calling you.
Yes, because everybody in the funeral, what they wear, all black.
Right, and then they created white for themselves, and white is
Pure.
associated with everything that's pure and that's good, wholesome. All right, and black is associated with everything that's evil and ugly.
Oh, witches and warlocks wear black. Oh,
That's right.
Exactly.
Bad too.
Yeah. This is Deuteronomy 17:15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set him king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. First of all, it has to be a man, and then it has to be an Israelite. Any Israelite sitting here voting for anybody, you're a part of the American system, you're already gone. You're revolted and gone.
Right, and Kamala's parents, neither one of them are
Thank
so-called
you.
black.
That's it.
Both her parents are melanated, but neither one of them are so-called the fraudulent definition of black that they place. They're not the same as you. They were different people. Just go to Google and look up East Indians and look up dark Indians. All right? You got people in India that are darker than some Africans, that are darker than the darkest Negroes you see walking down the street in America, yet they're not called black.
Hey, Charleston White said, I'm gonna vote for Kamala because she's not a black woman. He said, you stupid.
Because she's not a black
He
woman.
said,
Right.
because she's not a black woman. He said, she got her natural hair. She listened to her man. She got a white man.
She got a white man.
Bro, that shit, man.
It's off.
And
It
for the
was
record,
funny as hell, but it's so true.
It's
and
so
for-
true.
And for the record, Kamala is ugly.
Oh man.
She's not pretty.
Not
When
at
she was
all.
younger.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she back when she was when she
Before
was
she hit the wall?
before when she was
College age.
came on a Harris, all right? When everybody
College age.
the water, brother.
Still ugly.
Not my fault. I didn't do it.
You let somebody do it, brother. Just as been guilty.
Damn. By association.
Man. But man, he was getting on. He said she ain't got weed. He said these black women don't know how to listen. He said they always talking shit, coming against their men.
Israelite woman.
Yeah, he was saying all that shit. Well, shit, they ain't Israelites because they don't want to be Israelites.
I mean, she was alright.
She playing, and then Kamala is playing on black culture.
Oh yeah,
no,
he said
she doing the same. She doing the same.
Obama did.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
fuck
she
Obama.
had a time when she was hot.
She did the same.
When
thing.
she was with Montel, right? Salakia.
She did the same
was
thing
hot
that,
then.
that Biden did. In so many words, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, right?
Well, you know,
So now she playing on it. She said, "Oh, I remember when me and my mama, we had to cook so many greens, we had to cook them in the tub."
Nobody do that.
No, look, no nigga do that. For one,
For you to have to say that shit.
right? For you to say that, you
my
probably
mama
watched
ain't never
something-
cooked no greens in her life.
No.
I done seen all the videos with her mother around with all her sisters and her brethren, all her dot head family members cooking roti with the
How could she slap?
with all the Indian food, right? How could she slap? How could she slap?
You know
All right.
what? Her mama did probably, because you know them East Indians nasty when they cook their food. So her mama did cook some spinach or something in the fucking tub. And for one,
Turmeric.
right, and Jake ain't finna fucking cook food, wash food, know where they wash their ass at.
Right.
You know, like when you think that, in this show you niggas how low they think of you. Alright, how low they think of you. All right, and then she tried to do the shit with the Starbucks cup. She trying to portray herself as a nigga woman. She said, "Oh, you can't change the cup of the Starbucks cup if some lipstick won't show." That's some nigga woman shit. But you trying to force it.
She trying to fake Jake.
She trying to fake Jake, man.
No,
And how many times you've heard me say that you cannot fake Jake? Yesterday we were at camp, and this dude walked by with the appearance of an Edomite, but that dude was Jake, 144%, man. And y'all, he walked right by y'all camp too. Walked by looking like Utrecht. He had the blonde hair, with all the hair shaved on the side with the ponytail. He had on he had on the fitted jeans with Jordans on, and the jacket, and his whole walk, everything about him was screaming,
Yep.
"I'm a nigga."
That's right.
All right, even his walk, everything. He didn't have to say a word.
Yep.
Well, I just looked at him. I said, "This dude is Jake, man."
Yep, come on.
The Lord said you
All
know
right,
about
so
the gate.
so they're not gonna understand that, you know.
Right.
You got to remember, Jake got scattered among all people, man. So it's funny. Kamala got a little color to her, so they accept her.
Yeah.
But then there's people who don't have color to them, who got Justin Timberlake, or even the obvious Rashida Jones.
Right.
You know, my son put me on a Rashida Jones like 9-10 years ago, man. I didn't know. I knew who she was, but I never connected her with Quincy Jones. I never knew that. All right. And if you saw Rashida, you would never know that she was a Negro. She doesn't look like one at all. Now, you know, you see her sister, you could be like, okay, yeah, one of her parents is Jake. But when you look at Rashida, she look like a straight up, and Rashida fine as hell, man. That's one pretty ass, you know, appearance looking white woman. But she's Jake, and she gets all the roles as a white girl, and plays them well.
All the time. I don't think she ever
All right.
I don't never remember her in
I
black.
wonder
role.
why.
You know.
Wow, man.
So you're right. So you still got people who, matter of fact, pull her face up if you can't find. You don't have to do it right now.
You talking about who?
Rashida Jones.
Oh, I got you.
But you know, so you can't. Once again, if we've been dumbed down. All right, there you go. She looks like the whitest white girl, especially when she cut her hair short like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, and there's a picture with her father. She,
Damn.
you know, that's the nut sack she came out of. That one right there. All right, that is her birth father. She came out of his loins. Probably the left one, because she ain't right. Okay, so but you look at Rashida, you would never know that she's a spawn of a so-called Negro.
Hey, Charles.
They got Jewish woman archived with Rashida. Come on, man. Roll it down. You know the internet. You can't. No. Go to your left. Go to the top. The
right
middle
there.
one.
Which one?
Above that. Right there. Roll. Can you roll that down?
Right here.
How you gonna have Jewish woman archive and then have Rashida Jones first? Now she's actually a Judite. She's from the tribe of Yehoiada.
Yep.
That's just so shit. This is actually true to a certain extent.
She ain't ish though.
She ain't right. She ain't no ish.
She's a Judean.
She's the real deal. But see, that's the thing. Jake has been so dumbed down. You probably got people scoffing right now.
Jake's
All right, you got people scoffing right now. But her father is an Israelite. And if you don't think Quincy Jones is Salaki as wicked as he is, but you go back and you listen to the music he's made and the music he's produced, ain't no way on God's green earth that Quincy Jones is not an Israelite. He's got way too much salt.
His father's bloodline go back to Welsh.
Who?
Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's original Welsh.
So now this is her father, but that's her grandfather.
And that's her father's father.
Yes.
See,
I'm
it's
forward
the
to
opposite. It's the complete opposite. Okay? Kamala Harris's father's father. Kamala Harris's father. So it's the complete opposite of what we're looking at on the screen. You see? And your race is determined through your father's bloodline, through your sperm line. So there it is. So that's Kamala's grandfather, and that's Kamala's father. All right?
I got this.
Kamala Harris is a white woman.
Yeah,
She's an Edomite.
Yeah, Edomite. When I was pulling up them pictures and putting in the bishop's room, and then I was looking, they changed the name, his last name, because when I was looking, trying to look deeper, they tried to pull a so-called black man up there, and I'm like, hold on, what the fuck? And then they changed his last name. I'm like,
They're trying to hide it.
And then goes back here, Edomite. I'm like, damn.
Her father identifies as an Edomite judge. What's his name? What's the judge that be going hard on all these Hollywood people? That just retired from this TV show not too long ago.
Yeah, I know.
Joe Brown?
Yeah, Judge Joe Brown. Judge Joe Brown gave us the skinny, man. He told us that he knew Dr. Harris. And that Dr. Harris was a decent man, and but he said Dr. Harris identifies as a white man, as a Caucasian, as a East Indian Caucasian. That's what he identifies as, because that's what he is. All right, because he was born in Jamaica, but you just saw his father.
And what's crazy?
And his father married a melanated woman. All right, and there it is, man. So all skin folk is not kinfolk.
Not because when you go into them heathens in them islands in Jamaica, you got Ammon and you got Ammon, Elam.
No, you got Moab and Elam.
And Elam, all right, in Jamaica. I always get them mixed up.
My ex-wife was born in Jamaica. God. All right, she spent like the first 6-7 years of her life in Jamaica, and her mother was one of them Elamites, Pakistani, and her father, even though she's a Manassarite, her father's Cuban, but he was born and raised in Jamaica. He was a Cuban in Jamaica who married a Pakistani woman. So and they spoke that damn patois and the food.
That whole language come with us.
But they could cook their ass off, though. I give you that. That's the only thing I miss about it, because I'm glad she gone.
I got that scripture too.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Numbers 18. And it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees of their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
So there it is, man. So 20 years old and upward by their polls, you identified to your father. That is Kamala Harris's great-great-grandfather.
No, this is the grandfather.
Oh, that's the grandfather before he passed.
Right,
that was the young picture.
Yeah, that was the young picture.
This the old one. Okay, gotcha. So that's her. This is her father's father. Kamala Harris is a white woman. We might have to change the name of this. Why? Because Jake been dumbed down, man.
That's it. And you see the video I played. She's coming after this. That's what she said. The cyber warfare, because the weapons.
Fix the borders.
Yeah.
Why are you giving all this money to the Israelis and giving all this money to Ukraine when America's falling apart? It's a shithole. Your streets, your bridges, your buildings, your city, man. All the money that they sent over there, so these people could continue the genocidal wars over the years and the stealing of land. They could have built up America, fixed every school, but I guess the scriptures does say Babylon will not be healed, right?
I said, I would have
And
healed
plus-
Babylon.
and plus, you know, a president is an empty suit, all right, being ran by the banking elites anyway. So whoever the banking elites already selected, you know, it's still gonna be the same thing.
Regardless
Like
of
we
who,
say, it's different feathers, same bird.
Hey, I got
like
a
you
precept.
said years ago when Reagan was giving that speech, and like the CEO and like Charles Schwab stepped up to him and told him,
Tad is a
wrap
Wrap it up.
Yeah, told him to wrap
Well,
it up.
you got a whole dude in the suit telling the president to wrap it up. Hey, for one,
And
the fact that the president,
different wings, same
Kind.
bird.
the
We know
fact-
what you meant, brother.
the fact
That is
that
that two different wings on the same bird, man.
Right.
Same hateful bird.
the fact that the president, for one, the president, he can't just make laws. All right, he has to answer to people, the Senate and the House of Representatives.
Well, these last 20 years or so,
Right.
they've been violating the laws of the land, the checks and balances.
Right.
All right,
Especially-
president has been doing what he wants to do outside of the Congress. You know,
Executive
because executive orders and mandates are not laws.
That's right.
You have to understand, America has laws put in place for a reason. The same way that the scriptures has laws put in place for a reason, because it gives checks and balances, and you know, and the Lord's law is perfect. Well, in American law, the Constitution was actually set up based upon the Bible.
Yep.
All right, and the weird thing is, if America actually lived up to its creed, it would be a great place to live. If it actually followed its law,
word.
if
The
it
word.
followed what's written in there. Because what people out there need to understand is that mandates and codes and executive orders cannot and do not supersede constitutional law.
That's right.
And I've been saying it for years.
That's right.
There's two things that are left in the way of this NWO and what Esau is trying to do. And that is, first and foremost, the Holy Bible, all right, and the Constitution. All right, those two things are in the way. They need to move those things out of the way. And the way that Kamala Harris, the Biden administration, was moving, they've been trampling over the Constitution,
writing itself.
the Declaration of Independence. They've been trampling over it. Most of America is governed by contractual law, and most of that law is of a foreign entity. All right, including Title 40 child support. All right, all those, or most of these laws and most of these things that they enforce upon the people are of a foreign entity, and people just don't know it. They aren't aware of it. They think just because you get a letter from the court that it's legal. And no, it's not. It is illegal to put American citizens under a foreign treaty. And America is being ruled over by foreign treaty. And I'm just using that as an example. Title 4D child support is out of The Hague. It's not even American. And I'm glad I'm saying it's live.
That's right.
It's not even of America. It's out of The Hague. All right. And it's a foreign treaty. And it is illegal to put a natural born citizen of the United States under a foreign treaty. Just that one thing makes it completely illegal. All right. So don't try to come with that Rucker-Feldman doctrine bullshit.
That's right.
All right. Because it's not going to work.
I
Go
got
ahead.
this for you.
Bring it out, brother.
Okay, this is Micah 2, 1 and 2. Warn to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right, and the scripture says how that let our strength, the wicked mindset, the ungodly's mindset, who's ruling right now, their mindset is let our strength be the law of justice. So just like you were saying, Elder, they're not even going by their own constitution. But let's say if they did go according to the Constitution, 100%, it's still going to lead to rape, rob, murder, death, kill, just like Jeremiah 28:8 that says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. No matter if you were ruling with any ways outside the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is going to lead to a downfall and death.
Well,
evil, pestilence.
Can I back you up?
Yes.
This is Isaiah 5:21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes,
Right. That's it.
and the prudent in their own sight. Right? Because, like you said, they set up this thing, but the whole and like I said, if they followed it, it actually would be a good thing if they followed it. But they set it up and they never followed it because as they set it up, they were rape, robbing, and murder, and still in the country.
Well, it would be better than it is now, but it still would lead to rape, rob, murder, death, kill, downfall, wars, all those things, because it's not the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's it.
Let me finish this. This is verse 2. This is Micah 2, verse 2. 2, verse 2. And they covered fields and take them by violence.
With contractual law or violence.
Right. And houses and take them away.
Look what they're doing to the Palestinians right now.
So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Right.
Our heritage has been scrubbed and fucked over and trampled on.
And labeled black, Latino, and Native American.
That anybody of color now can step in and try to be us here in America.
Pretty much.
And, I already got a quick one. This is Nahum 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, and prey departeth not." And like y'all was just saying, it's all it's gonna do is lead back to rape, rob, and murder and lies. It don't matter what these devils try to do. They always gonna have their agenda to try to this, and we gonna destroy everything because their mind is just set up to destroy. They're not set up to bring peace and so-called love, because the real love is following the law, statute, and commandments of Yahweh Shem
And just like that Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, riches got by deceit, the kingdom and the power of the earth is translated from one people to another. The Constitution, that's unrighteous dealings. All right, whatever they come up with, it's unrighteous dealings.
Yeah, because
the whole point is they was raised up by the Lord to take peace away from the earth.
That's it.
Right.
That is.
Because one to show you that the Constitution is bullshit, it say you got freedom of religion. The scriptures don't teach freedom of believe what the fuck you believe in. The scriptures, hey, really, the Lord is a dictator. The Lord is not for do what you want to do.
Right.
No, the Lord is a dictator.
A righteous dictator.
A righteous dictator.
This is how you live.
And this is how you gonna live.
This is how you gonna live. And in the kingdom, that's how it's gonna be.
It's a dictatorship.
Yes, because it says wicked deeds shall bear no rule.
Right.
And how that good deeds is gonna be a force.
God.
That's dictator right there.
So Esau may give
on earth as it is in heaven.
And that's how you're going to get, as it is in heaven, on earth, you get that by the ways of righteousness. The do's and don'ts, the system of rules and regulations that stem from the mind of the Creator. That's how you get world peace.
I got a couple. But you got something?
Real quick. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and that put darkness for light and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
That's right, but that's fraud. That's fraud. It's going to lead in both of these. I got two real quick ones. This is James 5:4. Behold, the hire the laborers who you reap down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Everything that you see here is a lie. And the one I had called out earlier is what I was picked out earlier, Daniel 6:2. Your president and your facade, the government, the president, vice president, the whole thing is all a facade. Congress is a facade. The Senate is a facade. You really think your congressman and your Senate read 2,000 pages of every single bill every couple of months? They don't read that shit. They just sign off on this shit because all of them got handlers. All right, and every single got an ish handler. That's why AIPAC is the #1 lobbyist in the goddamn planet. All right, but this is Daniel 6:2, and over these,
and they make sure, and there's so many NGO organizations that are of the ish persuasion, you know, of the JOOs,
non-governmental,
and they're non-governmental, but yet they dictate policy within the government. And if you go against their wishes, they'll get you right out of office, get you right out of Hollywood, get you right out of your job, your position, and get you blacklisted. Right? And so why is it that, that these NGOs of the JOOs have so much power in America,
That's right.
and not for the benefit of American citizens. Basically, all you American citizens, all of us have been made their servants.
That's it.
Because they basically all your financial systems and most of your the majority of your places of purchase, your via the internet, and before the internet got huge, your brick and mortars.
That's right.
The big huge conglomerates was them. It was them.
This is Daniel 6:1. It pleased Darius, now Darius was the real king, to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And those 120 princes were over provinces.
Right.
Basically, like you have 50 states of America, you got governors, right? They're basically you have 50 governors over America, then you got a president over them.
Right.
This is the model. First of all, Esau Edom has stolen everything from every other society, from
Right.
ancient Egypt
Right.
to ancient Rome to every. All they do is bite off of other cultures and other systems, all right?
Yep.
It said it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was the first, that the princes might give account unto them. And so the princes, the governors, princes give account to the president. Everybody in the regular people, the commoners, will always go to the princes, and if they have a problem, they go to the president. Guess who was not bothered at all? Darius. Why? He said, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. All right, so right now,
It got handled before it got to him.
Right.
Right.
And nobody looked at the king as he's the problem. They looked at the governors as the problem, maybe the president as the problem, or something else is the problem. But the king, the one running the show behind the scenes.
Right.
Someone is pulling the strings to, like you said, they telling, Biden said it himself. He said, they told me I have to stop now. I thought you was the man.
Of the free world.
The free world. But you gotta go listen to somebody else pulling you. This is done. Let me
That's
go ahead and lead him away.
That's
I see you.
That's why they trying to
Look at there.
I know you're going in the wrong.
Hey,
Oh, my bad. and how many times that happened? Oh, my bad.
That's not a door.
hey, and that's why me personally, I think Trump. They really hating on Trump because Trump went off the books. A lot of times, them teleprompters.
Sometimes I think he went off the reservation, and he really is this rogue thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Kennedy went rogue.
Yeah, I think he actually
Kennedy
went rogue too. That's why they got rid of him.
they all-
And then that's how and it's like Murph's manager at the club where he works said it. When he was on the phone, he was like, "Shit about to go down." He's on the phone saying this. He says clearly, when that governor from California was in the club and they were keeping it open, and everybody was mad, and all the people there, because they're all Trump supporters, and everybody was threatening him. I want to go in there and smack him. I want to go throw a drink in his face, just saying shit. How they wanted to go in there and just fuck him up. Can we just go beat him down? But and these were white people saying this. All right, so they truly are a house divided. Okay, but the point is, man, is that they are completely and totally a house divided. And the guy said, it's something that's about to go down in America when the Kennedys are not supporting the Democratic Party.
Right.
Because that was, and I thought about it, I was like, God damn, the Kennedys, the Kennedy family is against the Democratic Party and supporting Trump.
That's right.
This is crazy. And guess what else? Before you bring that out,
Ooh.
Walt's
I was about to
family.
say it. Yeah.
Walt's
I'll
his
pull it up.
family.
I got it.
Bring the picture up. All right.
Yeah.
Walt's his family.
I was going into that earlier.
Is basically got the Walt's family. We for Trump. Fuck that. Fuck our family member. We for Trump.
Wow.
So Kamala Harris is running vice president. His family is for the Trump. Is for Trump.
Damn.
So
That's
you
the
can't
thing,
get more
so-
divided right here, man.
Absolutely. I got
Hey,
some shit.
Egyptian against Egyptian.
Con, get it.
This is I got Psalms 146 and 9. Yahweh preserveth the strangers. He relieveth the fatherless and widow, but the way of the wicked he turneth upside down. So this man that's in charge is the wicked, and he makes everything go contrary to what the word is, how it's supposed to run, and everything else. Okay, including his own shit. Exactly. They can't even keep their own shit straight.
Right.
So the Lord has got them inside their own wickedness. Flipping.
Con, we gotta bring that out, brother. We gonna play a couple of these videos.
It's Isaiah 19. I'm gonna start at 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor. City against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, so that's wars and race wars. That's civil wars. All that is about to happen, and these Edomites get ready to go. You know, AK-7 and AR-15 on each other, man.
Yeah,
And
that's what they getting ready to do.
And how you know this ain't talking about ancient Egypt, because ancient Egypt went down after the Israelites left.
Yep.
They didn't fight each other to the death. That's not how Egypt went down.
No, it's telling you in Revelation 11:8 this spiritual Egypt.
Right. So this is really talking about what's going to happen over here in America.
Because America is controlled and ran by Talmudists, and the Talmud, you know, goes back to Egypt and Babylon. You know, that's what they were doing. You know, back then. Well, go ahead and let's show some of this division.
It's one more. Verse.
Oh, Salaki, go ahead, brother.
It says, and the spirit. Oh, Salaki. It says, God damn it. And it's verse 3, Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
Yeah. So these people, you know, their smiles are going to be turned to frowns upside down, man. Because it's all this is going to come to naught, man. And then this is all for show anyway. When you look at all the things that are coming down the pipe, I still believe 100% that there's not going to be an election. I think that they're gonna some major things are gonna happen. I watched some Jewish chick yesterday, some little blonde chick, you know, who's an insider. That was, I forget her name right now, but basically giving a breakdown about T attacks, cyber attacks, pestilence, diseases, you know, civil war. She's talking about all of that.
They got trucks in New York.
Okay.
In New York, they got the
HVAC.
The HVAC trucks, and they preparing like, and they just sitting in the streets like they.
Hey, look, I saw a video I saw a video, and it was somewhere in the South where the National Guard, along with the CDC or FEMA, was actually doing a zombie emergency. It was in practice. They were doing a zombie outbreak something. Practicing, and you had people walking around like they was in the movie The Walking Dead, and it was it looked stupid as hell, man. But then I thought to myself, why are they doing that? And why you got, you know, people on the ground zip tied on their stomach with their feet zip tied behind their back, growling like they, you know, like they been unalive, but they not alive.
Well, they talked about the virus they got. This was years ago, before they really started going crazy on this shit. How they got a virus that's a splice with the rabies virus. They got an upgraded rabies virus, and pretty much to do the zombie shit. It was like, oh no, we already have that. That's just a different rabies virus. You know what I mean? They said that's an easy thing. You know what I mean? And them niggas, you gotta think. The scripture say this dude is wiser than Daniel. When the scripture say, and you gotta think of this, scripture say they're gonna what's crazy say that they're gonna wanna die and death shall flee from them.
Man,
what the fuck that sound like to you?
I'm up on rabies.
Yeah, it sound like a damn zombie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but
you gonna seek death, but death shall flee away.
You shall seek death, but death, you know. So it's gonna be motherfuckers trying to kill themselves.
Well, death saying you gotta be faster than that.
Gotcha, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers jump out the window, and you know, and then you seen the prelude of that. You know, the World War Ones, the World War Twos,
the woes,
the woes.
First and second woe, and the third woe is at hand. Don't forget about that. That's a big one.
Because a lot of those soldiers, they had some of them had missing head. Half of their head was shot off, and they survived. They had no torso. They was mutilated, and they still
World War One was extra violent. It was brutal, and yeah, a lot of soldiers got mutilated in World War One. They had set all the Geneva Convention things in place yet. But it don't really seem like it helped too much because
they still do
because you know Vietnam people came home. It was Vietnam was like a nightmare, man.
Orange,
you know,
red, blue, and all that.
yeah, Vietnam was like a damn nightmare, man.
You want to play this?
But yeah, let's go ahead and play
I'll play this.
play these videos.
All right, I'll play it.
And it's Trump after his older brother wrote scathing statements about Tim's true character. A photo released by the Waltz family in Nebraska shows them standing in front of a Trump flag, wearing shirts that read "Nebraska Waltz for Trump." The authenticity of the photo has been confirmed, and several family members have stated that they do not support Tim. This comes after Tim's older brother, Jeff Waltz, made several Facebook posts where he detailed why the family has distanced themselves from Tim. First, Jeff revealed that they haven't spoken to each other in 8 years, and that the family received no advance notice when Tim was selected as Kamala's vice president. Furthermore, they were denied security assistance after they found out. Jeff then expressed strong opposition to Tim's ideology and hinted at numerous stories that he could tell which would further reveal Tim's character flaws. Jeff concluded by saying that Tim is, quote, not the type of character you want making decisions about your future. However, when asked to appear publicly, Jeff declined to participate in any formal interviews and expressed a desire to keep his family out of the media spotlight.
Okay, well let me just read Mark 3:23 real quick. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house, the Waltz family, be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against itself, the Waltz family, and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. All right, the Waltz family is completely and totally divided, and guess what? Most of America is. All right, and like we've been saying for a long time, these Edomites and bought all these pew-pews, got their bullets, their band-aids, and their beans, and they ready for this, and they couldn't wait to shoot people like the man on the screen. But the truth of the matter is that the Edomites, the majority of them are going to be shooting each other.
Right.
All right, and anything brown they get caught in between, well, they're gonna let you have it too. But these Edomites are actually about to go to war with one another. All right,
right. Jake ain't the ones with the tax stamp. You got to look. I work with Edomites who this is all they do. I work with one Edomite.
And what the hell is a tax stamp? So you can get fully automatic and all this other bullshit.
You gotta,
what the hell does that mean? A tax stamp? What the fuck is that anyway?
You gotta pay taxes and get all type of clearances. These dudes got fully automatic weapons. One Edomite told me it took me 2 years to get this gun because I had to get tax stamps and I had to get clearance from the the National Rifle Association and this and that. He's showing me pictures. Oh, I'm ready. He said, then another Edomite told me, he said, man, since I was legal, I've been spending $100 on ammunition since I was 18 years old. He was in his 50s.
God damn.
He's in his 50s. He said, I'm making my business every time I get paid to spend $100 on ammunition. Wow. He said, my room in my house, he said, I made a safe room in my house. He said, I put rebar in all my walls and concreted the walls in my room.
So he got a fortress.
He got it.
So when it go down, he can stay in this room, and when they trying to shoot back at him,
he said his room is he got concrete.
Wow.
It's a concrete box.
Yeah,
he rebarred his fucking room.
So even if they burn it, as long as he got some air.
Yeah, the room he fine. He's safe. Yeah.
Wow.
That's gonna be great. He said every room in my house I got 2 guns. He said I got a gun for me and I got a gun for my wife. So he said in my garage I got 2 guns. In my kitchen I got 2 guns. In my living room I got 2 guns. He telling me everything. He basically telling me, nigga, this is what I do. I'm ready. I can't wait.
Right, and he like nigga, you better not come against me.
You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. Then my brother, he live out in Portage. He do the paintballing with Esau, but really paintballing what Esau uses for paintballing, that's practice for them. That's practice for them. He say, man, they come together and they buy pallets. Yeah. They don't come together and buy a couple boxes. He say, no. He say, man, when them white boys get together, They come together with their money and they buy pallets of ammunition. And he said they don't care if you short, just bring what you got, and they gonna split the pallet evenly.
Hey, when I used to live,
Wow. So they buy a big ass pallet. So everybody's getting thousands of rounds.
They said the shipment come in on the pallet. They said because they get it cheaper. So they come in and they buy a pallet of the ammo, and they split it amongst themselves. These motherfuckers got farms. My brother knows some Edomites. He cool with some. He say when he was paintballing one day, he was like, man, these motherfuckers is wild. He said the Edomites that he paintballed with, they saved his life. Because some other Edomites was like, why you bring this nigga here? Why you bring this boy here to show him our training grounds? Because them paintballing, that be they training. That's what they be training at. That shit ain't just paintball.
Well, the Lord gonna lift up a standard against you. It's gonna be a brazen wall. That shit ain't gonna help you when you come against the elect. But
you asked the question about the tax stamps. There's a whole world behind stamps outside of the postage stamps. You got tax stamps. You got documentary. Revenue stamps. That is behind the scenes. If you don't know about it, you don't know about it. And I'm just going to read one little thing. Revenue stamps, sometimes called documentary taxes, are used to collect taxes or fees and are added to deeds and other relevant documents to signify payment of appropriate fees. They often look very similar to postage stamps. It's a whole nother fraudulent world that you don't know as a commoner that these Edomites do that operate on, and it's dealing with different types of stamps that you pay for that allow you to do the things that he's saying to
like that stuff where you can access your Social Security account from the other side.
Certain kind of stamp, and it's a whole world that people don't have a clue about. I don't even know about it.
He talk trusting in his fucking his sword, man. What he say? I got two in every room.
What he say? Let law be the
let my strength be
let my strength be the law of justice. So they had behind it they whole little judicial system. You know, the traps is really, you know, it's a way to use it. But really, you got to be raised up to know how to use that shit. Because there's so many, Esau got so many tricks to the game.
There's doors that you know? If it's never been opened, you'll never know it's there. All right, so there's stuff right in front of us, and I learn it every day. But bring that scripture out, brother.
Yeah, this is Sirach chapter 21, verse 4. It says, to terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reaches to the ears of the Most High God, and his judgment cometh speedily. So like the elder was saying, you know, none of that is gonna matter, man. All that the weaponry that Esau stockpiling, they're mainly gonna be fighting against each other. Like the brother said over there, that he can rebar that whole room is gonna end up being his grave, man. Yep. And the Lord is gonna protect his elect.
Right, him and his wife gonna get buried in that room, and the marauders are gonna take it all. Yeah. But Shaquat put this up on about the tax stamp. It said the tax stamp was created by the National Firearms Act in 1934. That long ago, huh? Yeah. The NFA regulated certain types of firearms, including silencers, short barrel rifles, and machine guns. A tax stamp is required to own an NFA item such as silencers. Tax stamp costs a tax stamp is $200 fee paid to the federal government. Wow. Okay. Now I know.
That's like even how guys getting these switches. All right, so
they getting them legal now.
Well, it's somebody that's getting them legal. The switch is not illegal. What's illegal?
It's once you put it on the
niggas that don't have a tax stamp. Right. You know, if you don't have a tax stamp, if you didn't pay the money to have it.
But then why would you want to switch on a pistol anyway? Well, you can't really. I can see if you had it on a shoulder.
Well, they got attachments. They got attachments where you can put a foregrip on a pistol.
Ain't no nigga in the street gonna put.
They don't. But that's the point. If Esau. This
because you got on a pistol, you all over the place.
But this is why they're giving it to them because they
just gonna waste up all their ammo.
Wasting ammo, and not only that, they shoot. You ain't gonna hit your target if you don't know how to shoot a weapon like that.
So
when the switches, you have to have a FFL license to get certain weapons. You have to have a FFL dealer's license, and you got to get federal clearance for that. So another tax stamp. And they do a tax stamp, and they do an extensive background check on you. You know how you go pay a gun and you got the waiting period in some states?
Yeah.
Ain't no waiting period. You go there, you show them your shit.
Once you got that tax
stamp. Once you got the stamp, once you got the clearance.
You walk in and out.
You can get anything you want. Anything, and you leave right there. You show them your shit, and you gone. To get the switches, you get tax stamp. That's a tax stamp. So in order for all these niggas to get these switches, it's some Edomite with a tax stamp that's buying these motherfucking switches and selling them to these niggas so they can kill each other. It's all it's all Esau. It all
there it is.
Esau.
Dumb it down.
They got switches on ARs now.
But see, a switch on the AR, I understand. I mean, coming, you know, the old M16, they had a switch on it where you could switch it from semi to fully automatic. So, but okay. Anyway, let me read this. This is Ezekiel 21:9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy." And Saint Benji put this up. Ezekiel 21:9. "Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter." That's a very painful slaughter. That's right. "It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son is every tree, and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened. It is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer." All right. So a lot of blood is about to be shed across the Americas, man.
That's right.
All right. And like I said, I don't think that we're not gonna make it to this
November.
To this November election, because there's no way that you know everybody came on a Harris could beat Donald Trump. It's no way that she could be, and then that definitely don't want it to make it to where they're debating. All right, she needs a prompt card. Trump is way too sharp for that, man. All right, there's not enough practice. They practicing. Did you see the video when they were making fun and they were using what's that comedy show, with the cops? Something 911 or Reno 911, and they had the white chick on the beach with the black chick.
Oh, that shit was funny.
And yeah, she tried to teach her how to talk black. That shit was hilarious, man. And that's kind. And they were saying to Kamala Harris. All right, and the black chick ended up turning around smacking the shit out of her.
Yeah,
because she was just fucking up.
And if that debate come out, a lot of the shit she had behind Trump gonna bring it all out.
Trump gonna bring it out. So I don't see there. Yeah,
she gonna get exposed on every level.
The border issues and all the other issues. And you know the Ukraine things, the Biden administration, her nationality, because even Trump said, "Oh, she's black now, huh?"
Yeah.
All right. So come on, man. So once again, just dumbing Jake down.
And then anyway, the good old boys, they not gonna wait for November. They probably strike before November because in a man, Kamala Harris is a nigga.
Or Esau is gonna strike himself and blame it on the good old boys.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna do something to the internet and blame it on somebody else. Yep. You know, they're gonna pull another thing. You know what happened in September. They're gonna pull another thing. You know, everybody knows that shit. You know, the science, the math don't add up. Just like a whole bunch of other things. You know, I watched some Italian dude give his breakdown. You know, with his Italian accent on how the moon landing was false, and the shit is fucking hilarious, man.
He said, "How the fuck? Who's holding the camera? They just left the camera guy? What the fuck?"
Right. The camera guy watched him. They're like, "Wait a minute, guys." He
said, "Right." He said, "Who's supposed to be the first man on the moon?"
"Also,
I see that fact."
He said he's filming the landing, right? And you know what? And those are questions that I asked a very long time ago. Who was fucking filming it? Who was there? I was like, damn, was CBS got there first? And the news van got there first to film them coming down? Fuck out of here, man. Right? And then what did they refuel to go back? It's a damn fuel station on the moon. You know, you people, like I said, dumb it down, man.
It was weak, but like you said, damn, I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Play that video, brother.
Gotcha.
Oh boy. Oh, Esau boy. This nigga's hilarious. Oh man.
He that smart dumb. But the main point to show everybody.
Jewish people are very funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny.
Why say trying to play games?
The issues are hilarious.
Wow,
let's play the other one, but it wouldn't play that one. They're both on Instagram.
And it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I had to go maybe hopefully. What the fuck?
Refresh it. Oh,
I just did it.
He's so like, get him.
He's so like, exposing too much. No.
Yeah, because, you know, it is live.
No, yeah, right. No, I'm gonna pull it up. Just give me a second. When it's ready, I'll let you know. Like I'm gonna put the link back up in
the see the Bears.
Yeah, somebody grab that real quick while he's hunting for it. That woe unto him who seek to hide his counsel. Somebody grab that real quick, Baba Kusha. Because you know, there's definitely a plot, a continual plot to dumb Jake down, to keep Jake in a low vibration, so that they don't understand or know anything. To not teach them about finances, you know, like you know all that tax stamp stuff. That was all new to me, and you know, and I didn't know these things.
Yeah, Esau weirdo with that. Hey, just like Kamala Harris said, with the swipe of my pen. That's all it's about, getting clearance.
I got that scripture.
You got to bring it out, brother.
This is Isaiah 29:15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their work are in the dark, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? And shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding?"
Yeah, so Esau actually believes that he's gonna outsmart the Most High. All right, that he's gonna somehow push through and make it. You know, that he's going to replace the Israelites with the JOOs, with the small hats, and that that he's gonna actually get, because that's what it comes down to. It all comes down to the controversy of Zion, and we're in a time where I got it right here. Well, next time, then you couldn't get that.
And said, "Listen, kid.
Because they're acting up on here."
Why it feels like all the shows Hollywood makes for black people are so basic? That's on purpose. A few years ago, I sold my first TV series to BET, and they even told the press that they were making 8 episodes of my show. But when we got into the development on my show, they told me it was too complex. They told me to make it more simple. They said we need simpler characters, simpler dialogue, simpler plot lines, simple. I wanted to keep the show complex. I thought we deserve complex storytelling. No. A couple months later, an executive pulled me aside and said, "Listen, kid, at this network, we make shows for single moms at home making dinner for their kids. They need to be able to follow your show without really paying attention. In other words, make it dumber." I couldn't do that. So a month later, I got a call from my agent. She said, "BET's pulling out. They're not going to make your show." I was heartbroken, but I learned an important lesson. Why would a company called Black Entertainment Television want to serve their own people undercooked nothing burgers? The answer is that the Black in BET is just a storefront. BET's owned by Paramount Global. And who runs Paramount Global? You know who.
Right, the small hats. All right, the small hats, and it's the same way that BET is no different from BLM. And I actually made a statement, you know, on my Instagram channel, which I never really get involved with anything because that's a business and fitness thing. But I made a comment on a video about BLM, and I said, but BLM is a white controlled organization with a black name. All right, and I made the statement that you never see BLM signs in the windows in neighborhoods where so-called black people live, or in their businesses. I said you only see those in the windows in the well-to-do neighborhoods and in upscale neighborhoods and in upscale neighborhoods businesses. They're all through Wicker Park and Bucktown, but you don't see them over here. You don't see them on the east side. You don't see them over near on Lakeside in Tarrytown. You don't see them in Inglewood. You don't see them in Roseland. You don't see them over there because why? Because it's exactly what I said. It is a so-called white organization with the black name. When BLM marches, there's very few black people there. They're the minority there. It's always the majority there is white people who are also a part of Antifa. All right, so the BLM is just a front, just like BET BET is owned and controlled by JOOs.
Hey, I remember when Johnson & Johnson was owned by black niggas. I remember when they sold it, and I was mad as hell. Like, why would you sell your black company to the white
I
people?
look at it now.
And it's not the same.
And that building got landmark status, so they're not tearing it down.
Yeah.
But then I think someone finally bought it, and they're gonna turn it into gigantic condos.
Yeah.
But but guess what? America's not gonna be here long enough to live in a fancy condo, in the building that used to be the Johnson & Johnson building, man.
Right.
Downtown.
You know.
And it kept right by front.
And that chick, the daughter or the granddaughter, because I actually went to the they got a really nice restaurant in the middle of the Art Institute, if you didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a nice restaurant there.
Check it out.
And I used to but I was in there one day years ago with a chick, and the daughter, the Johnson & Johnson daughter, was sitting at the table with us.
Oh, Linda.
Yeah. I forget her name.
You remember her?
That was so long ago. Or the granddaughter, the whoever, the one who inherited everything and fucked it up. All right, but and why did she mess it up? Because it got left in the hands of a woman. They should have put it in the hands of one of the men, and maybe they would still have it. All right. Once again, back to that 1 Timothy. Could you read it again, Baba Kasha? But we're there. They just keep Jake dumbed down and away from the scriptures and away from order. All right, away from any sort of truth.
So
What's that one in Corinthians 2? Let me look. Go ahead and get it, brother.
Yeah. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "But which becometh women professing godliness with good works, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression."
Right. So the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Pop, do you turn off that light? We don't really need that one over there. So that the screen could show. See none. The one over the door. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so the woman was the one that was deceived, not Adam. And like the scripture said, through the woman we all die. And here you are, Jake being dumbed down and getting behind a woman to lead them. All right? What no nation in the history of mankind has ever been successful with a female ruler, man.
Not at all.
Ever.
They doing the same thing in Jeremiah 44. The Queen of Heaven worshiping when the men letting the women speak. They letting the females speak. They ain't saying nothing. They just standing by. All that goofy ass shit. That's the same thing that they doing.
I got
You
1
know?
Corinthians here.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
Bob Kasha.
This 1 Corinthians 14 and 34. 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it's not permitted unto them to speak.
Wow.
But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law.
It's like it said that.
No, go 35 too, Baba Kasha.
Okay, I got it.
Salakia, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
The Most High is not the author of confusion, and He has the strong over the weak. He has the wise over the not so wise. He have but what Esau Edom does is, and it says how he was the most subtle, all right, and he knew that, man, let me go to the weaker vessel, all right, because I ain't gonna get him, let me go to the weaker vessel, right, and this is what they even do, to this very day.
Nothing changed. They were doing that in the ancient world.
That's it.
Attacking the hinder parts where the women and the children are.
That's it.
They did it. They would attack the villages when Gad went out on the hunt.
They did the same thing in slavery. What they do, you get one of them bucks that run, they bring them back, buck break them in front of the whole fucking plantation, and tell their women keep these boys in fucking check. And they did that automatically. So
the women put fear in the boys so that the boys don't raise up to be Nat Turners.
Right.
Willie Lynch letters.
Well, Lynch, that's true. That's right. That's right.
But go ahead, verse 35,
Okay,
brother.
verse 35. If they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands
Come on
at
now.
home. For it's a shame for women to speak in the church.
In the congregation. So it's a shame for Kamala Harris to be sitting up on that stand speaking before that, all
That's
those
right.
people.
And for men to give her honor. and
She's
credence.
supposed to be at home with her husband. All right? And like I said, America's just full of hypocrites. Millions upon millions of hypocrites. Okay? And because America is supposedly a Christian nation, I would think that the majority of the migrants that came here were Christians as well. I know a lot of Muslims and other people, Buddha, people that follow Buddha and all that. A lot of different people came in. But I know the majority of the people that came from so-called Christian countries, man. Well, we're reading from the Bible. Right? And Christians do not honor the Bible. Why is no one speaking about this? I know that one of these churches, I think it was the Baptist church or the Apostolic church, one of them just put out a decree that there'll be no more women pastors or speaking in the church.
Right.
Was it the Apostolic or the Baptist church? But because they got called out on it, how can you explain this? You know, how are you getting around the Word of God in the New Testament?
Right.
If I can back you up.
Because it's in there multiple times. It's not in there just once.
Isaiah 10:5. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil, take the prey, to tread them down as the mire of the streets. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it's in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. All right, Lord, show you Esau's makeup, the so-called white man in America. We give credence to it. Years ago, Stockholm syndrome, when you first brought that out.
Right.
We have fallen hook, line, and sinker for the whole narrative. To the point where we are loving our captor.
I had Stockholm syndrome when I joined the Marine Corps.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, and wouldn't put my ass on the line for a place that hates me and hates my people.
Yeah.
And now our people been beat down, run amok, led astray. Well, they will all say it if you ask them, but then they still will go to the voting booth and be like, click, 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 click. They'll sit there and say, oh, say, can you? And they will follow in line with all this
Dumbass,
bullshit.
go learn the third, third verse.
Come on, bro.
All right, the fact that they even use that and that melody, because if you just played the melody, all right, if you did it without words, what they done, sometimes they'll just play the music. You could just put the third verse through the whole song. And the fact that you would, and they always just sing the first verse anyway. I never really heard the whole song, all right. But the third verse, I mean, go look up the third verse of the national anthem. All right, that goes to show you how much these people hate you and disdain, and then how stupid we are. Talking about why don't you stand up? Well, you read, you heard, you sang the third verse. I'm not going to stand up for that.
Yeah.
And once again, keeping Jake dumbed down. All right.
You got Stockholm syndrome. Call yourself black.
Con, indeed you do.
Voting.
As a matter of fact, because somebody will end on this. Somebody pull up the third verse of the national anthem and read it. Baba Kushai.
Ooh, it's about to get ugly quick.
Hey, let's read it live. For all you voters, and you want to stand up and salute, let's read what they were saying about you so-called Negroes, all right, and any of you natives that also may have fought for your slave captors.
Will it even come up? That's the question.
Well, yeah, because eventually they probably gonna just pull it. You won't even be able to find it anymore. As we can all profess to. There's been many things that we used to pull up
easily
and show on the internet as we were teaching that has been deleted or since removed by Google. Evidence is proven what we say is true.
Right.
And so they removed a lot. There's a lot of stuff that's been removed now that this truth has grown to the way it has.
Is it letting y'all pull it up?
I got it. No ref.
You got it?
Yeah, I pulled it up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Read
This
it
is
loud.
a complete version of the Star Spangled Banner. This is the third verse. It says, "And where is that band who so vauntingly swore, Salakia, that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more. Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps, pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave."
No refuge could save the hireling and the slave, because the British had actually hired some of the Negroes to fight on their side, saying, "We will give you freedom." All right? And exactly. Read.
"From the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave, and the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave."
There you go. So that flag that's waving, all right, is boasting about the blood and the terror that is inflicting on the hired slave, on the Negro, on the so-called black man. All right? Take notes. Stop talking. All right? Anybody got anything else? Hey, so with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikakwarash, Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
We almost out of here.
That's right.
Turn those machines back on.